You wake up outside London in June 1800. No money, no identity anyone can verify, no electricity. In your pocket is one unlocked iPhone at 100%. Your mission is ridiculous. Become the most powerful person alive. The camera, flashlight, calculator, and a carefully downloaded library put 2 centuries of tools in your hand. To almost everyone here, the glass rectangle is impossible. To you, it is a battery-powered archive with a deadline. There is no internet, no cellular network, no GPS satellites, no replacement screen, and no wall adapter. You brought one cable, but not a safe power supply. Every minute of glow trades tomorrow's knowledge for today's attention. Our scenario gives you fluent English, a searchable offline archive, historical maps, engineering drawings, sanitation guidance, and a political timeline. It does not give you special expertise, social status, immunity from disease, or a history that stays fixed after you interfere. The tempting first move is a crowded tavern. You raise the phone and switch on its flashlight. Candlelit faces freeze as a cold beam pours from a piece of glass. Then you take the bartender's portrait and show it to him instantly. The earliest surviving camera photograph is still decades away, and public photographic processes will not arrive until 1839. The room does not need to understand pixels. It only needs to understand that the image appeared now. Some people see a miracle, some see a trick. One person sees an object worth stealing. Public spectacle gives you attention, but no shelter, instruments, credibility, or control. Before curiosity becomes confiscation, you need a patron. You do not rush the royal court at St. James's Palace shouting that you came from the future. You find a wealthy natural philosopher and reveal only enough to earn a private test. Arithmetic first, then the camera. Let the patron choose a long calculation. The phone returns the arithmetic instantly, but it cannot design an engine without equations and measurements. The trick is repeatability, a result they can check, followed by a portrait they cannot explain. The flashlight creates shock. The calculation creates trust. But the archive is the real advantage. Later discoveries, failed approaches, material requirements, and a map of which foundations unlock everything else. The patron offers a room, food, and a workshop. Then comes the price, custody of the device. Your first ally may become its owner, and once the archive leaves your hand, your future belongs to whoever controls access. You choose controlled access. One person sees the camera, another receives a diagram. A machinist gets dimensions, not your political timeline. Nobody sees everything because the phone is not merely a tool now, it is your bargaining position. Night 1 ends at 88%. Low power mode, minimum brightness. The phone stays off between searches. Every demonstration now has a visible cost, and you still have not copied the information that could matter after the screen dies. What survives first? Medicine, weapons, electricity, or manufacturing? The archive is enormous. Your time is not. Choosing the wrong branch could leave you with a brilliant idea that 1800 has no tools to build. Antibiotics need chemistry and safe production. Advanced engines need precision machine tools. Modern weapons make governments interested in taking your work. Finished marvels are the wrong starting point because knowing a destination does not build the road. So you copy the dependency chain. Accurate measurement enables better machine tools. Tools improve materials and wire. Those unlock reliable electrical experiments, communication, and engines. Sanitation runs beside the chain because clean practice needs less machinery than a locomotive. The timing is almost perfect. Alessandro Volta has just described the voltaic pile, the first battery able to provide continuous current. Scientists can now study electricity in a new way, but continuous current is not the same thing as a phone charger. Your iPhone expects regulated, compatible USB power. A stack of raw cells does not negotiate current, hold the right voltage, or forgive a mistake. With one phone and no spare parts, an improvised charger is a multi-week experiment that can end in smoke. Now choose: risk the only archive on unproven power, or accept that the battery is finite and extract what you can. You choose copying. The phone will die, but the useful parts of its knowledge do not have to die with it. You stop copying inventions and start copying dependencies: dimensions, process order, material requirements, tolerances, tests, and common failure modes. You are trying to back up the 21st century with a pencil and discovering how little one person can save. The survival stack becomes small and ruthless. Metrology, precision tools, useful alloys, insulation and wire, basic electromagnetism, batteries, sanitation, experimental records, and the names of specialists you must recruit. Jet engines can wait. At 19%, entire branches of the modern world are abandoned. You cannot save every chemical process, every machine, every medical protocol, and every event. The archive knows too much. Your battery forces you to decide what civilization gets early. The final searches capture the next safe experiments, the mistakes most likely to kill someone, and the sequence that turns a workshop into a training system. 3% remains. You shut the screen off, prepare the last question, and wake it once more. The answer is copied. The display fades. Cyan light disappears from the room, leaving only candlelight and paper. The most advanced object on Earth is now a black rectangle no one can turn on. The papers show destinations, not every road. Knowing airplanes exist does not teach you to refine alloys, shape a reliable propeller, or train machinists. Most of us would die before inventing a decent chair. Information is not manufacturing capability. Your real machine becomes a team: a machinist, chemist, physician, financier, organizer, and trusted scientific lead. The phone created the opening. People with complementary skills turn a thin paper archive into experiments that can survive contact with reality. Years pass, not one miraculous day. Better measurements produce better tools. Repeated electrical experiments become a crude signaling system across the estate. It is nowhere near a national telegraph, but investors can finally see what a network might become. A useful demonstration earns capital. Capital buys workshops. Workshops train people. Trained people create the next reliable system. The flywheel matters more than any single patent because it keeps producing capability after the original diagram is obsolete. Cleaner hands, boiled instruments, and safer water could reduce deaths, but saying the future told you is not enough. Your physicians keep records, compare outcomes, and make institutions confront repeatable evidence. Even a correct idea needs a system that can persuade people. Then the most dangerous part of the archive begins paying off: history. You know which technologies, resources, leaders, and conflicts will matter. You cannot know every date, but one untouched prediction can make financiers and governments listen very carefully. A prediction lands. A political move, a resource, or an invention arrives where your sealed note said it would. After enough evidence, you stop looking merely informed. Courts, industrialists, and military planners begin asking what happens next. But every successful prediction makes the next prediction less reliable. Your factories change investment. Your messages change strategy. Battles, alliances, and discoveries move. The future you memorized is being destroyed by the very advantage it gave you. Your second problem is speed. Workers leave. Rivals reverse engineer machines. Governments demand access. Patents can help, but they disclose ideas and stop at borders. Technology spreads faster than personal authority, so staying ahead requires an organization that learns faster than everyone else. That changes the mission. Conquest by army creates enemies and requires territory you cannot hold. Infrastructure creates dependence. You build standards, workshops, finance, transport, and communications. You do not sit on every throne. You make a growing share of thrones depend on your systems. So, can one iPhone let you take over the world in 1800? Literally, no. An unprepared phone gives you days of astonishing tricks. A curated offline archive, disciplined battery use, elite collaborators, and decades of survival could make you an extraordinary industrial founder and advisor, but not Emperor of Earth. You do not conquer the world with the phone. You conquer influence with what the phone helped people build. Then a courier arrives from Paris. First Consul Bonaparte has heard about the dead glass machine and wants a demonstration. Cut to black. Yeah, that is a different video.